the truth is, if a woman truly loves a man, she doesn't want to hang around with dudes.
Exactly.
She doesn't. I put another thing I put on Twitter when one of my banned accounts. I said, if a woman truly loves a man, she doesn't find other men attractive. So there's three important things to discuss here. One is that, this is the most important thing, is that women are never single. They are constantly either talking to a guy, sleeping with a guy, they're talking to 5 or 6 guys on Instagram. Yep. Women are never single, which means every single time you get a girl, you're taking her from other guys. She likes you the most, which also means that even if she's with you, when she's around other men, she's still poachable. Would you want your girl being friends with me? No, you wouldn't, because you know what I'm going to do. So this is the first thing. So women are never single. So this is why the idea of her hanging around with a bunch of dudes is not acceptable in the first place. And she's going to come out and go, they're just my friends. You may pretend to think they don't want to sleep with you because you know they do. You may pretend to think that, but they don't view you as a friend. The second thing, women will come at you and say, why are you jealous? And I say, no, I'm not jealous. I'm territorial about things I care about. For the same reason, she goes, well, but don't you trust me? I says, nothing to do with trust. Yep. I trust the locks on my Lamborghini, but I wouldn't let people try and break in. I'd say, get the fuck away from my car. Right. It's not yours. So for the same reason, even though I trust the security system on my car, and I trust, even though I don't trust her, I'll say I do, I trust your internal security system, I'm not going to let people be disrespectful to me as a man and openly try and poach something that's mine. Right. That's disrespectful. And there's two choices. I either care about you and I'm territorial, or I don't care about you and I'm not. Exactly. You can make the choice. If you really want to hang on those dudes, I'm not even saying we can't talk. I'm not saying that, no problem. But don't expect me to give a fuck about you in the way I could give a fuck about you. And when you tell women, this is one of the key things, when you tell women, I will care about you less if you act X way, it's very hard for them to act that way because they want you to care. Right. They want that emotional energy from you. You're like, you're making a choice that's going to end in a detriment to how much I give a fuck about you. And if they make that choice, you have to act accordingly. If she makes that choice and you keep acting like you love her, then she ain't going to feel it. She has to feel it. You know, this is the second thing about the whole thing that's really crazy. This whole male friends thing. Third thing, it's never been normal. This is some new think bullshit. In the 1960s and 70s, it's never been normal. And I always say to girls, I say, does your mother hang around with a bunch of guys? She's like, what do you mean? Well, your mother's with your dad most of the time. Yeah. Is your mom's with your dad? What would your dad say if your mom went out partying with a bunch of men? Right. I say that, and they actually go, yo, no. They actually, the idea of their mother doing that actually offends them. Right. Like, no, like that's not. So why the fuck are you doing it? Like, what, your mother's a better woman than you? Did she not raise you right? And when you put it on that dynamic, a lot of them actually snap and go, yeah, you're right. But then what they do is, with me anyway, then they go, yeah, but I don't know you're serious. And that's the real issue. Then they come down to, well, do you actually care about me? I don't know you're serious. And I say, well, how can we ever become serious if you're hanging around with a bunch of men? Then I can never be serious about you without looking like a punk. So if you truly believe there's a future for us, you're going to have to make a decision now about whether you're going to act accordingly. Yes or no. You can't get angry at her. Yeah. Like I see guys go, oh, you're hanging around with them dudes. Right. Then she wins. Yeah. Pissing you off.
Then you're insecure.
Emotional energy. And now you're insecure. When you say, oh, you're going to hang around with a bunch of dudes. Yeah, I don't normally date girls like that. I like you. I like you. You're cool. But those kind of girls, like, I don't know. Why do you trust me? It's like, oh, it's not about trust. It's just, I don't know. It's not my thing. I just find it disrespectful. I don't like those kind of girls. So now you're telling her she's not a good person.
Exactly. Instead of pulling her and trying to grab her, you're pushing her, which is the key. Yeah. Exactly.
And now she's like, well, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a hoe. I'm like, well, would your mom do this? Would your mom hang around with a bunch of guys? I wouldn't want my wife hanging around with a bunch of men. Yeah, but we're not married yet. Like, but how can we ever advance towards anything if this is what you're doing? Just keep laying it down, and you'll see they usually comply. Now, if the woman won't comply and she really wants to hang around with those dudes, then at that point, there's nothing you can do. Just accept she's a lost cause. The truth is, if a woman truly loves a man, she doesn't want to hang around with dudes.
Exactly.
They become obsessed with the one they really love. So if you're a woman sitting there going, oh, I'd fuck him or this celebrity or that. Or
right,
that,
exactly.
You have a problem. It's a real problem. You're not insecure to sit there and say, why are you talking about having sex with another guy? That's disrespectful. I don't want a wife to do
Right, exactly. Yeah. The response to that should be, get the fuck out.
Yeah, it's not normal.